On this morning, human understanding of warfare changed more than geography itself.
Reports begin arriving, fragmented and uncertain, carried faster than comprehension.
Inside Tokyo's heart, disbelief competes with protocol and inherited military pride.
Evidence of an unprecedented explosion forces language to improvise new definitions.
At command level, silence communicates more than any documented order could. Early reconnaissance confirms a scale of damage previously thought impossible.
Nature continues indifferently, yet men sense history rewriting beneath them. The Empire's strongest voices now measure outcomes in hours, not territories.
Bureaucracy absorbs crisis, converting disbelief into administrative sequence.
Japan's hierarchy faces the first proof that endurance cannot outlast science.
Analysts quantify energy equal to centuries of progress reversed within seconds.
The sea remains silent, concealing no answers, only reflections of smoke.
Information management falters when destruction exceeds vocabulary or censorship.
As light fades, endurance masquerades as leadership within these chambers.
Responsibility circulates among titles, seeking legitimacy in uncertainty.
Evident classified beyond belief, even truth now considered dangerous knowledge.
The capital breathes unevenly, unsure if dawn brings answers or disaster.
Civilians sense a change in tone, not yet its catastrophic origin.
The chain of command functions outwardly, while faith dissolves internally.
Hiroshima confirmed destroyed, survivors uncounted, cities redefined as evidence.
Strategic conversation transforms into philosophical reflection on technology and fate.
Within monarchy's core, ritual continues while crisis expands unseen.
Education encounters reality. Ideology exposed as hypothesis disproved.
Japan's isolation magnified, communication reduced to formal acknowledgement of defeat.
Far from Tokyo, disbelief replaces discipline for entire regiments awaiting clarity.
Scientific terminology replaces military slang across conversations nationwide.
Across the ocean, confirmation arrives. The new weapon redefines power dynamics.
Bureaucracy strains beneath weight of consequences recorded too quickly.
Nature records no judgment. Its persistence contrasts man's self-made collapse.
Deliberation becomes ritual. Solutions dissolve into circular courtesy.
The Empire's heartbeat slows, audible only in engine echoes.
Soviet forces declare war, compressing options into near impossibility.
Japan faces two annihilations, scientific and geopolitical, simultaneously.
Counsel sought in tradition. Logic appeals to centuries for guidance.
Nagasaki becomes target. Comprehension lags behind repetition of horror.
Confirmed, second detonation.
Confirmation, second detonation. Proof beyond interpretation or denial.
Precision reduces empire to one question: survival at any definition.
Words will determine fate faster than weapons ever could.
Every storm reminds leadership of forces beyond command or intent.
Atomic fire now dictates geography, policy, and future simultaneously.
Arguments collapse beneath evidence no rhetoric can neutralize.
Military cartography ends. Post-war cartography begins, quietly, in chalk dust.
Monarchy absorbs knowledge measured in megatons, not prophecies.
Japan's leaders accept necessity, though not vocabulary of surrender yet.
Internal security tightens, guarding intention against radical interpretation.
Daybreak witnesses the transition from defiance to fragile acceptance. Voice becomes final instrument. Rhetoric repurposed as survival mechanism. Soldiers sense ending, yet fear its unspoken implications on honor.
The infrastructure of empire now serves its dissolution through sound.
Authority concedes officially, though conscience still resists acceptance.
A coup takes shape, fueled by devotion more than logic. The fate of peace depends on few, preventing many from disaster.
Security protects sound that may redefine loyalty itself.
Violence erupts within same building chosen to announce peace.
The struggle for Japan's voice becomes physical and immediate.
Preservation becomes defiance, sound guarded like sacred scripture.
The coup collapses within hours. Discipline reclaims narrative.
Dawn delivers endurance to those who chose restraint over rebellion.
The recording will be transmitted to a nation prepared for anything.
Millions assemble invisibly, bound only by frequency and uncertainty.
Electricity carries surrender faster than armies once carried conquest.
The Emperor's words end war through absence of any single command.
Engineers prepare the transmission that will redefine Japan's position among nations.
Millions listen from fragile homes, their futures bound to an unseen signal.
Security tightens around history's moment to prevent its theft or delay.
Electricity becomes messenger. Surrender travels faster than any human messenger.
Outside the palace, men witness peace delivered through sound, not sword.
Industry halts instinctively as every machine yields to human voice.
Naval officers comprehend that their empire has ceased to exist.
Across mountains, the same syllables carry identical finality and relief.
Streets transform into classrooms, where citizens learn the language of defeat.
Relief mixes with shame. Survival now considered national accomplishment. Information arrives, the conflict ending without a final battle line drawn.
The announcement finishes. Time pauses between old world and new.
For the first time in years, no siren follows the noon broadcast.
Command dissolves peacefully. Obedience redirects toward reconstruction.
The recording becomes artifact, proof that civilization can choose restraint.
Life resumes instantly, yet beneath relief lies irreversible transformation.
Journalism reclaims truth once censored under war's strict obedience.
It feels like we've been here forever.
Time loses all meaning in this place.
What will happen?
Tradition survives by adaptation. Reverence shifts toward survival instinctively.
Confirmation received. Japan has accepted unconditional surrender under Potsdam terms.
Faith integrates loss through ceremony. Religion stabilizes collective emotion.
Military formality replaces mourning, turning discipline into grace.
Government transitions from command to caretaking overnight.
Interpretation ensures accuracy. Surrender, translated precisely into multiple languages. The rhythm of ordinary life resumes beneath extraordinary memory.
Disarmament begins with discipline. Efficiency defines first act of peace.
Humanitarian relief follows quickly. Aid defines victory's moral extension.
Science redirected toward healing and production instead of destruction.
Monarchy remains symbol through transformation. Continuity, easing national transition.
The victors arrive to supervise peace, not to prolong conquest.
Formal occupation begins with protocol, establishing mutual comprehension.
Memory of empire filed away, accessible only to historians henceforth.
Urban recovery begins under supervision, combining local will and foreign resources.
Education reforms, new curricula teach accountability over aggression.
Transparency becomes cornerstone of governance under new directives.
Agriculture resumes leadership, feeding survival before ideology returns.
Logistics redefined as compassion. Relief measured by calories, not armaments. Institutions transform. Discipline serves knowledge rather than obedience.
Economy reborn spontaneously from need, not command.
Commemoration defines peace. Grief redirected toward remembrance.
Production resumes for reconstruction. Noise of peace replaces artillery.
Political oversight seeks balance between punishment and reconstruction.
Continuity is secured through bureaucracy, adapting faster than ideology can recover.
Infrastructure reclaims motion, symbolizing unity of islands once isolated.
Freedom of press returns cautiously under Allied supervision.
Childhood reappears, proof of recovery beyond political negotiation.
Mourning standardizes memory. Ritual creates collective understanding of loss.
Documentation completes empire's transition from lived experience to recorded history.
The first post-war administration begins its work,
amid ruins and hesitation.
Humanitarian cargo marks the transformation from blockade to relief.
Transport, once built for war, now carries food and medicine inland.
Education resumes, prioritizing ethics and science over militarism and myth.
Economic survival becomes arithmetic, stripped of ideology or conquest. Rural Japan reconnects, daily life bridging years of isolation.
Ritual transforms casualty lists into collective remembrance and endurance.
Commerce reawakens. Reconstruction begins through small transactions and trust.
Occupation policy shaped between caution and necessity for rapid stabilization.
Bureaucracy provides continuity, while authority redefines itself under scrutiny.
Japan's nave disappears piece by piece under treaty supervision.
Urban rhythm returns, evidence of recovery measured in motion.
Agriculture reclaims central importance as foundation of survival.
Journalism redefines patriotism through verification instead of slogans.
Tradition maintained through careful preservation, not monumental display.
Diplomatic relations normalized through ritual, emphasizing continuity of civility. Medicine replaces militarism as instrument of national dedication.
Government routine reemerges, under observation, yet with renewed humility.
Daily labor becomes symbol of peace, more persuasive than ceremony.
Legal reckoning begins to translate guilt into international precedent.
Visibility of authority restores faith, once dependent on secrecy.
Lessons rewrite definitions of loyalty toward community and humanity. Information becomes therapy, uniting listeners through shared recovery. Infrastructure repairs prove tangible measure of political stability.
Public space reclaimed from fear. Light returns as civic triumph.
Global media frames Japan's transformation as laboratory for democracy.
Continuity of faith provides psychological shelter amid reconstruction.
Factories repurposed for consumer goods mark economic rebirth. Urban life synchronizes once more with natural rhythm of daylight.
Governance reasserts normalcy, proving survival of administrative discipline.
Retribution defines reconstruction more than proclamations or parades.
Celebration returns, acknowledging continuity rather than victory.
Oversight formalized through documentation instead of intimidation.
Seasons record progress more honestly than speeches or statistics.
Workforce diversifies. Reconstruction broadens definition of citizenship.
Simplicity sustains nation before technology can rebuild abundance.
Knowledge replaces propaganda as foundation for future generations.
Etiquette persists, bridging empire's formality with democracy's decorum.
Maritime tradition resumes, symbolizing stability of everyday industry.
You understand the implications if these figures are correct. It could mean everything we've worked for is compromised.
Policy refines slowly. Stability now measured by consistency, not ideological zeal.
Coordination between occupier and occupied becomes administration by mutual necessity.
Research returns. Knowledge reclaims authority lost to propaganda years earlier.
Faith anchors daily life, while economy anchors the nation's future.
Transportation unites regions long separated by war and ruin.
Trade resumes. Japan re-enters the world through commerce, not conquest.
Culture restored carefully to remind citizens of continuity through change.
Routine governance returns. Paperwork becomes proof of stability, reborn.
Industry reborn as engine of peace, driven by discipline, not domination.
Public health becomes government's first promise to its people after war.
Communication links islands of recovery into one connected nation.
Democracy operates formally for the first time without imperial command.
Consumer culture signals economic resilience and emerging modern identity.
Expression flourishes, freed from state direction or ideological limits.
Education distributes memory, now tempered by evidence and reflection. Ceremony transforms loss into seasonal continuity and acceptance.
Formal occupation ends as Japan resumes self-governance under new constitution.
It symbolizes recovery more persuasively than any political statement. Geography taught anew, with boundaries drawn for cooperation, not dominion.
Ordinary rhythm returns, signifying a nation reconciled with normalcy.
Economic momentum sustains morale and defines post-war purpose.
Exports carry proof of recovery to a world once devastated by war.
Tradition reasserts itself as celebration rather than mobilization.
Memory, curated carefully, becomes education for those who never fought.
Free press now anchors civic dialogue in reason and evidence.
Infrastructure maintained methodically ensures continuity beyond crisis.
Domestic life returns as final stage of national rehabilitation.
Nature mirrors human progress. Restoration complete within its own cycle.
Education delivers first generation, born entirely after the war's end.
Reflection endures as heritage. Peace demands constant vigil and memory.
The recording remains testimony that knowledge can end violence.
From ruin to resilience, Japan's peace stands as history's most enduring achievement.